Good evening, Abhinav sir, and good evening to all the students. So here is our one more session for today about ACD test taking tips. So let us try to learn about how can the different things about the preparation as well as specific about attempting the exam could be improvised. So let us hear it from Abhinav Gauk sir. Over to you, sir.
All right, very good evening, everyone. It's been a long season, 6 weekends, and the final day today. So let's wrap it up. We'll talk about ACT. This is a very short session, and please feel free to ask me as many questions as you want to through the session today. So about the ACT, one thing that you have to understand that it's a race against time, right? So the primary demon that you are, facing on the ACT is time crunch. So on each of these sections, it will make excellent sense for you to keep a very strict vigil on where you are going. Also, I've always maintained that whereas the SAT is like a one-day international game, the ACT is like a T20. So if you go off the track once, it will never give you the time to get back on your feet and start running again. You've got to be watchful against that. Talking about sectional strategies, science, what did we discuss? Remember, never read the passages. Always read the questions first and then go and look for answers to these questions, browsing through your passages. Otherwise, you're going to time yourselves out. Segregate the conflicting viewpoints passage and put it towards the end. That is what we discussed, which is what you have to do. Follow the concept of locators, extremely important. Do the data representations first, then do research summaries and conflicting viewpoints at the end. As a critical time check, all except the conflicting viewpoints passage, you should have completed them within the first 25 minutes. Only then it makes sense. Second, on the ACT or the SAT, whatever, I mean, the age-old adage, which you follow in your school, that you'll be solving the questions once, attempting them, and then going back and checking your answers is not true, right? You got to pace yourselves well, and you got to get it right the first time around. Moving on to the reading section, that's where the maximum trouble is going to be. Know what your passages are. They always occur in the same sequence. So literature first, then social sciences, then humanities, and then science. See what you're more comfortable with. See what is it that you can do in less than the stipulated time. The stipulated time here is 8 minutes per passage. Keep a strong vigil on your watch that you should not be exceeding 8 minutes on any of these passages. One of the pranks that they'll normally play on the ACT is that the first passage would be very long. It will be typically 1.5x the length. So if you find that to be the case, just skip it and come back to it the last. That would work. Otherwise, ACT reading questions on the ACT are generally simple. They'll not bother you much. It is the time factor that is going to bother you a lot. So order your passages well, see where your strengths lie, and attempt it accordingly, keeping the one that you're least comfortable with for the end when you can spend actually a minute or two extra. Math. So math, normally the first 35, 40 questions are going to be really simple. The fun starts from the 41st question. So 41st to 50th questions are going to be moderately difficult. And 51st to 40 questions, 51st to 60 questions are the ones which are going to be really difficult. Not all of them, maybe about 4 or 5 of the last 10 questions would relate to higher math, would be extremely difficult. Two things you need to do. The first, divide your attempt, into two parts. The first part, seek at solving about 40 plus questions in the first 25 minutes. And leaving you with 35 minutes for the last 20 questions, which are going to take a lot of time. Any questions which are clubbed in nature, where you have common instructions to 2, 3, or 4 questions, they should best be left for the second round and not attempted on the first round itself. Any question that bothers you, just flag it. There's a flagging provision, when you're doing the ACT, you should know your software pretty well. So the software on which you have taken the scholarship test is identical to what the ACT looks like. In case you want more practice on this platform, we have the best platform in Asia. You can always write to us and know how these courses are priced and stuff like that. So where you can take multiple ACT mock papers in exam-like conditions. Coming back to math, so divide this in two parts. Third thing, be very, very particular about the use of calculator. A graphing display calculator could help you a lot with the ACT. Master it. I know last session somebody asked me, how do we learn the graphing calculator? It's not rocket science, no. You'll find short 90-second videos and almost everything that you want to do on the graphing calculator. And finally, English section, is 5 passages. That's simple. That would not normally be a time challenge. Though 75 questions in 45 minutes seems to be a lot. It will not really bother you a lot on the timing front. Where you're going to be compressed for time is typically reading and science. That's where it's a race against time. Master your concepts well. So the first 2 sections of the ACT, the English and the math section, are more content driven. So when you do the practice papers, you identify the gaps, you look at your mistakes. The answer to those mistakes is going to be conceptual in nature. So go back and learn those concepts, revise those concepts. But on the last 2, the reading and the science ones, concepts will not really help you much. It has to be approach, and it has to be time minimization techniques. So you got to be a lot more experimental if you're not getting it right on the ACT reading or the ACT science. Try different approaches. So try ordering your science passages differently, try ordering your reading passages differently. On science, for example, is the last question on each passage, which is normally troublesome. So you may try leaving that and coming to all those questions towards the end. Similarly, if a specific type of question is bothering you on the reading section, you may try leaving that and coming back to it at the end. But by and large, ACT is a sincere student's test. You need to take lots of practice papers. So whereas we say on the SAT, doing something like 8 to 10 papers should suffice for a good prep. On the ACT, this number better be about 20. You must have taken 20 full-length practice papers. Never do these practice papers on a paper and pencil. Never do them on a PDF. Use a digital testing platform which looks like the actual ACT exam, because this platform has got quite a few functionalities that you need to know. So most of these functionalities, for example, you can eliminate a couple of answers, you can highlight text. So make sure that you grow very well versed with this, how where the questions are placed. One advantage of the online test is you require minimal scrolling. For example, when a question is relating to a certain line in paper and pencil format, you have to go back and locate that line. But on the ACT digital platform, the line would automatically be highlighted. The passage on the left hand side would be auto scrolled to where the answer to the question lies. So you have to make sure that you make yourselves very well versed with all these functionalities before you go and sit for the actual test. Also, the ACT test has just one break, which is at the end of section 2, and this break, they say it's a 10-minute break. It usually extends up to 15 minutes. You're permitted to go out. You can eat. You must carry eatables with you. Carry typically an energy bar or some dry fruit and a Tetra pack of juice. Make sure that you sleep very well the night before the test. That's extremely important, putting your biorhythms in place. You see, this is less a test of content, more a test of concentration, more a test of focus, and all these capabilities are considerably eclipsed when you have lost sleep. So make sure that 15 days before the test day, you start putting your biorhythms in place, which means going to sleep in time, having a full 8-hour sleep, extremely important here. And just keeping yourselves fit. You should always have a sumptuous breakfast before you leave for the test on the test day itself, because you're going to need a lot of energy to be on the other side of this test. If at all you get stuck at any moment during the test, don't keep on standing there. The bad strategy here is one math question I'm not able to solve. I solve it, I resolve it, I re-resolve it. And in doing so, you end up creating a time pressure on yourselves, which comes back and haunts you later as you approach the later questions, which are more tricky ones. So I think I can sum it up in a single line: keep moving, keep moving. So long as you're moving, you'll reach somewhere. If you get stuck and you're stuck at a particular point and you're adamant, please understand, adamance is something which is punished on this test, right? If you're stubborn, you'll be punished on this test. You got to take a step backwards and then 2 steps forward. That's the key on this test. Otherwise, the ACT is structurally a very simple test. Practice shall make you perfect. I may not be able to say the same thing about the SAT, which is a slightly more complicated test. So I think that's what I had to say on that short session. I'll be very happy to take any questions that you have about any of the sections, any of other things, anything. Please feel free to ask anything that you want to ask me. We have done a lot of stuff here. We've been through multiple sessions, so I honestly don't know how many questions you still have. And then we have one more session after this one, which will talk about the follow-ups at 7 o'clock. So about resources, use a good online practice platform. For science, use a book by Michael Serro, as I indicated earlier in one of my science classes. For math, there are multiple ACT math books available. You can use any of them. For English, the book by Erika Melzer again is extremely good. And for reading, you don't require any resources. Any questions, guys? Please feel very free to shoot at me right now. Are we done?
Sir, I would like to understand one. So basically, from maths perspective, isn't it like you need to attempt the question in a exact way how the question has been prepared for, like how the person is preparing the question. So
No,
you need.
ACT questions are never complicated. ACT questions are never complicated.
Okay.
They are fairly straightforward. SAT questions are complicated. The ACT website has one free practice paper for the online ACT. ACTs, I'm sorry. You hardly find any domain and range questions here, no specific tips, just understand, master the concepts of domain and range. You'll normally find simple questions. ACT is not a complicated test at all. It's closer to what you're studying at school. It's more curricular, unlike the SAT, which is more reasoning oriented. Let me see if you have any more questions. Trigonometry, there's quite a bit of trigonometry on the ACT. You should be mastering, solutions to a triangle. That's important. Basic, calculation of T ratios, application of T ratios. You won't find identities here usually, but I mean, they're normally related to trigonometric functions, how they are, displaced, the transformations of trig functions. I'm sure we would have discussed that in the class. Any more questions, guys? All right, I think we're done and dusted. Let's wait for 2 more minutes. Okay, one more. Indian curriculum books are sufficient, honestly. There's nothing, barring a couple of topics. Although the ACT also publishes now guides, which are section-wise guides for ACT prep. And the math guide is very good. I cannot say the same thing about other guides. The ACT math prep guide is a really good resource. It's an official guide published by the ACT. You'll find that on Amazon. I'm here for 2 more minutes and then I'll be back with you for a session at 6 o'clock. Should you still have something else, Dr. Mandana is going to join me. Khan Academy does not provide ACT prep. Which math guide? ACT official guide. ACT publishes official guides for each of these subjects. So there's an official guide for ACT prep for each of these subjects. The math one is really good. Any more questions, guys? 1 more minute and I'll be off then. We have one more session at 6 o'clock. Should you have any further questions? Dr. Mandana is going to be with us with the 6 o'clock session. So as to wrap it up. Okay. Official ACT guide would be better than Princeton. I'm not a great fan of Princeton for ACT prep. Okay, one more. When are we starting ACT AP test prep? AP test prep, I think you will get the first session. I think we'll announce it by the 14th of February. Not Kaplan, Neil, no. Not Kaplan. Kaplan, no Kaplan, no Princeton. Follow the official stuff.
So I guess all the questions have been answered, and the students, you would be, I'm expecting, much clearer about your perspective for ACT preparation. And so thank you, Abhinav sir, once again for the fantastic series we had. I really admired the way all the Saturn Paper team conducted all the sessions and such a detailed analysis for all the topics, like how exactly the reading could be improved, what is the grammar section, what is the mathematics section. So thank you from
Thank
all
you
the
so much, Arshil. Thank you. All right, guys, see you back at 6 o'clock.